Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher. I'm hoping to improvise this. I know that this isn't probably what was expected. I unfortunately did struggle to process this assignment, but I hope to be able to submit what I have. Um, I did the PowerPoint, but let's see how it goes. Again, my name is Christopher. I would like to um, hope to take this opportunity to be very thankful for this class and the opportunity it really had showed me to learn and in the different ways this class kind of really um, served as a great learning lesson. But again, my name is Christopher Padilla. Okay, so in this presentation, I'm going to discuss how the rise of remote working has really that remote working has transitioned to communication processes within organizations, which presented many challenges that can with shifts in how management evaluate their communication as well as strategies to properly succeed and lead their remote teams. Me personally, I work in a law firm where it's not remote. We do deal with a lot of remote workers who are from other countries, other states. So there is that thing, but it really requires me to go in person. But in comparison to my fiance, she's pretty much remote. She's an attorney, goes to court. Everything's primarily remote. But let's go ahead and introduce it. So, considering this remote work, once seen as a very like a perk, many people, not a lot of people really did this, but it became nowadays it became more of a permanent thing and more of a common thing within different organizations. As a result, communication is no longer supported on a daily basis to face, but more into interactions and less face to face interactions, um, or spontaneous office conversations where many managers, employees from top to bottom, much less. Many times, this structure as well as flexible in how they communicate to ensure that things are being stable as well as people really how engaged and productive they're being. Um, and that's really important just because if you're when you see people, a lot of people, there's that hesitation of being remote. Are they working? Are they not working? But that's something that people are growing to. A lot of people, unfortunately, again, there's some people who take advantage of that situation, and for a few, end up affecting many. Um, for example, Twitter, many people had to be brought back. But that being said, how remote now specifying how remote work has really changed communication. Well, one of the largest changes that remote work brought is heavily reliable in in um, in digital looks like emails, messaging formats, and video commenting, whether it's Zoom, Teams, etc. While these allow work to continue, they ultimately reduce information within these different departments as well as lower the communication between what is happening within the office. Because of this, communication now needs to be much more clear and more direct as well, since many time there could be a lot of misunderstanding and misunderstandings as well as easier to create confusion between these different departments due to fixed being remote. I'm sorry. I also have the sniffles. I'm been under the weather. these last couple of days, and it's been a little bit hard. Major communication challenges, scripts, for example, remote work. Also introduced several communication challenges without noble cuts like body language, and more messages can be easily misunderstood or misinterpreted. Employees may also feel isolated or discriminated from other teams. Um, Other challenges that also rose is maintaining accountability without crossing information um, into micromanagement, which can obviously damage trust between each employees and management. Um, how 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 managers have adapted, obviously, to address these challenges. Many managers have had to change their way they lead. Many times now, they have to focus on setting clear expectations, as well as measurable outcomes in order to ensure that every task is being correctly done and monitored, in order to be able to continuously check in with employees, whether it's um, meetings, whether it's within weeks, months, but just constantly be checking in order to avoid any type of um, small little details, and to make sure there's that constant communication, and to emphasize trust within the managers and the lower, not lower, but they're the people who they supervise. Um, Many times in my personal experience, I believe that allowing people to kind of letting them figure it out, but as well as letting them that there is that trust in guidance and assistance in this, because many times you let them do whatever they want. They think, hey, I could do whatever, but many times they're too afraid to say, I need help. And by doing so, you just have to constantly have that ability to be able to help one another. And effective communication strategies, some strategies that some employees, especially while remote settings, includes video meetings, um, constant interactions, especially with, like I mentioned, superiors and their lower staff team, in order to make sure that they're always, hey, I'm always available, always basically open door policy, but virtually within those teams. And then while the long-term impact and of remote work could potentially be great and damaging, but looking ahead, obviously remote and hybrid work is more likely here to stay. It's definitely a way that more and more companies are definitely moving and shifting their ways of doing so. It requires managers to develop strategies to properly communicate within their concerns, coaching, emotional intelligence skills, etc. Organizations that succeed will obviously be those that intentionally, I'm so sorry, my eyes bugging me, how information flows within each department. In conclusion, remote work has permanently changed how organizations communicate within offices. While it presents challenges like anything, strong leadership, as long as there's a strong leadership and there's someone with clarity and trust within the departments, as from the uppers to the lowers, obviously that would be something that would really help them and guide them to a better step. So thank you so much for having this time to listen to me. I hope this is something that could really be helpful for me to learn in the future to better handle this situation. I know this wasn't the way I should have handled it, but I really apologize, and I hope I can turn this in. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day and happy holidays. Thank you.